In this video, I'm going to analyze and interpret the short story The Happiest Days of Your Life by Penelope Lively, which is a story that explores themes like power and class. And I will then focus on the three main elements, which is the setting, style of writing, and how class plays a major role in when describing the characters and how they feel. So in this story, we follow a boy named Charles, which is visiting a private boarding school called St. Edward's, and he's over there with his parents as well. So his parents really want him to go to this school, but Charles is giving like very nervous and quiet vibes. He doesn't really say anything, and his parents really focus on like how the appearance of the school is and who's attending at the school and the appearance of the people who's attending at the school. So there's a lot of focus on like class and status. And while they talk with the headmaster and his wife, Charles is then taken to meet some of the boys who go at the school, which at first seems very friendly, but one of the boys then warns Charles that people get bullied at this place. And at the end, we don't really get anything in exchange from Charles. We just feels that he's very scared and alone, which this story also shows that his parents don't really notice how he feels. They just focus on his status. So first up, we got setting, which is the story takes place in England, which most likely is in a wealthy area, and we're at the boarding school St. Edward's, which is described as being fancy and traditional, and with like, quote, a white fenced playing field, which sounds very fancy and high-end. But while the setting is being described as being beautiful, it also feels very cold and distant towards Charles. He doesn't really feel like it's a comforting place, and he doesn't really feel invited over here. It's more like threatening towards him. And Lively, she doesn't really give us long descriptions, but more like small, vivid descriptions of what we see, which kind of like builds the mood. For example, when they arrive, the car seat is described like this: the leather sucked at the bare skin under his knees, stinging, and right away we can tell that Charles is feeling discomfort. Next up, we got the style of writing, and Penelope Lively writes in like a very controlled tone. It's very calm, and there's not really any dramatic words in use. And the narration is a third person, and there's like almost no dialogue from Charles himself. We don't really see him saying any words throughout the whole story. So this is like a very observational style, which is very effective when trying to give Charles perspective. It creates like a lot of distance between Charles and his surroundings, which we can really feel, and we're not like directly told how Charles feel. We see it more in the way he moves and what he notices, what he sees, and what he doesn't really say, which is called the show don't tell technique. For example, when he's being left with the boys who's attending at the school, it says his voice dies altogether and he becomes mute, which tells us that he's very like nervous and afraid, which is why he doesn't speak. And she then also uses a metaphor to describe Charles' state of mind. It says the floor under his feet is unsteady, lifting and falling, which is a metaphor because the floor is not really falling or lifting or unsteady. It's meant to show that he's feeling like fear and confusion without like directly saying it. And then the last one is class, and we can clearly see that Charles' parents are from the upper middle class or the upper class, which we can tell because they value tradition and status very high. And for them, sending Charles to this school is probably more about the reputation than the actual education, and about being in the right circle and having the right connections and contacts. And we especially see this with the encounter with the headmaster's wife, because it's like there's like a silent competition, you could say. Like the women, they judge each other off of their clothes, the jewelry, and the manners. And the narrator points out that the headmaster's wife is wearing a Victorian ring and soft brown shoes, which are supposed to say that like the women are judging each other's class, and even like the boys who's attending at the school are into this as well, because they instantly like size up towards Charles, like trying to test him to see whether or not he fits in socially. One of them says, and then the next term will mash you, which is supposed to tell that Charles is now entering a system where putting yourself in a dominant position is really important, or it's not important, but apparently it is. And the school represents like privilege, because it's very high-end school, and that the people who's attending at the school are willing to ignore most things like behaviors, like a good behavior, for the sake of their social position. And his father even says, you meet someone, get talking at a cricket match, which is supposed to say that his father is thinking about networking already before Charles is even like attended at the school. So in conclusion, The Happiest Days of Your Life is like, it seems very like quiet on the surface, but it's got a lot of tension underneath, because through its cold setting and the show don't tell writing style and observations about class, Penelope then reveals this world where dominance and status is very important, and that Charles is actually driven because of no, he's not driven, but his parents are using him to their ambitions. And Charles, he never really speaks in the story, which makes his silence very loud. Yes.